We made it. This is the end. But you need to save this, and you need to save it in two ways. The first way, rather, no editing on these. I'm cutting them live. You should save the project, and that's as simple as going File, Save Project. Same dialogue as before. Do you want to up it to the cloud and save a link, or save to your computer? I'm going to hit Save to your computer. I'm going to call it Bill and Sarah's first day. And note that I'm being very deliberate and intentional with all of my file names. Operate under the assumption that you are working with another person and you need to help that person. Most of the time, the other person you're working with is future self. So you'll work on something and then you may put it down and you work on other things. You do this with your classes, right? It's easy to come back to something you were working on previously if everything is labeled in a sensible fashion. So go ahead and give things good names. And you'll see that it's called an AUP3 project file. OP3 is just an Audacity project file. That's all it is. And we can go ahead and close this if we like. And it's right here on my desktop as now where's my pointer? Right here. It's over here on the right hand side. And it has certain information in it related to the volume changes, the placement of clips, the file names, all these things. You double click it and it should just come back. We get this nice little excuse me, warning as always. But here's the project we were working on, and we can take that with us anywhere we go. You can probably email it to yourself depending on the size of your project. The other thing we need to do is export the actual audio, because we can't load this into VLC or iTunes or whatever it is. We need to export an audio file from this project. That's fairly straightforward as well, but very important. File, export audio, again, computer, give it a good name. And you can give it the same name as your project if you like, but you may want to maybe go final or exported or upload, whatever it is. Maybe give it some sort of distinct add-on to make sure it's different. Name, location, format. I talked about this before when saving. It's equally important here. The name, Bill and Sarah's first day, final. The location will be my desktop. And the format, we've been working in WAV files up to this point. Your phone will probably record an M4A or an MP4. You're probably not going to export that audio file. MP3 is very common. WAV is common but big. So I'm going to pick an MP3. And don't worry about these resolution settings. Maybe you want to up this to extreme. I don't know why it would be labeled extreme. This has always confused me. I don't agree with these labels. But standard is just fine. And you want to make sure it says entire project. If you remember in an earlier video, I exported a single clip, so I was only exporting the selection. We're now exporting the entire project. So now that we've, satisfied all of these checkboxes, I hit export, and that's it. It's done. It's only a 60-second project, so it doesn't take very long. If you do a 20-minute project, you're going to see a progress bar explicitly go by on the screen. So we can go ahead and close this, and then we can find the file that we've been working with. Oh, my pointer's on my other monitor. Here it is. So we now have an exported audio file. So let's double click it and make sure it works.
I had enough experience that.
And that's good enough for me. It is 61 seconds long. I heard music. I heard Bill. I am happy with that. And you can head off to Anchor, now known as Spotify for Podcasters or YouTube or whatever it is, and upload your project. Any questions about the process or any finer editing techniques, get at me. You know how to find me.